Darius Dillon, The Light. Vote number 2, Lux In Tenebris, Light in Darkness. Darius The Light Dillon is the choice of Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Today is December 7th, 2020. Welcome to Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson talk show. Yesterday, we saw a divine day in Liberia, as we had never seen in a very, very long time. You young children in Liberia have not seen the glory of our great nation. And now that you have seen it and have tasted the fruits of unity, integration, positive light for the Liberian people, when they see that, when Liberian people are empowered, when Liberian people are motivated, when Liberian people are inspired, you will know it. You will know it. But that is another topic for my lessons. Let's get into my lessons, okay? Let me put my topics up. My 3 topics for the day are: can Liberians deny that Darius Dillon is the light? 2, December 8th, 2020, Election Day in Monrovia, Monserrado County, throughout Monserrado County. I will not just say in Monrovia, but throughout Monserrado County, throughout Basso County, and throughout Bummy County. And Liberians, just as you turned out yesterday, you must turn out tomorrow. 3, mass education of Liberia's youth is a priority. Okay, let me get into my lesson now. Can Liberians deny that Darius Dillon is the light? Yesterday, in all reality, was the protest we have all been waiting for. Yesterday, we saw Liberians turn out in mass and lock the city down. Shut our country, main city, the capital city of Liberia, was shut down yesterday. There was no movement of vehicles. There was not any business done in the country that requires mobilization by a vehicle. Everything was shut down. Why? Because this is the protest that we have been praying for so long. I heard Ashford Gali telling us this morning or last night that this is not a protest. This is the election he called for. Yesterday was not election day. Yesterday was the conclusion of the campaigning of Darius Dillon. And he called on the Liberian people to show out and demonstrate the power of his campaign. And that what happened yesterday. And even in his interview with the people in Liberia, people stated for various reasons why they turned out in mass. One, as usual, massive corruption. Two, disregard for the simple needs of the Liberian people to live and move on with their lives. We didn't even have that. Then we come to the massive corruption and killing of our people. The auditors that were serving their country loyally and their people were murdered. And if you die from carbon monoxide, there are only two reasons you can die for carbon monoxide in your car. Well, let's say three. But basically two, because for you to die, all the windows got to be wound up. There has to be no means of real ventilation coming into the car. That's the only way you can die of carbon monoxide. So there are only two ways. One, suicide. There are people commit suicide because you don't know. You don't smell the gas. It just knock you out and you're gone. Two, if you are killed. And I'm sure Gifted Lama and Albert Peters did not sit in that car with any intention of committing suicide. So right there, we are challenged. We are challenged to challenge the government to give us an explanation of how these people died. All the complexities around their deaths, the police appearance, St. Moses, all these people. There has to be a proper investigation and report on the deaths of these people. It's homicide. Nyansoa, from Butu, all these people dying within a week generates so much suspicion on the government of Liberia, and its silence is a sign of guilt. The behavior of the president and his cabinet are indications that these people were not killed by normal, did not die by normal means. They were killed. So somebody got to account in our country for what's happening. Then the three missing children on top of that. The government still cannot account for that. With all these things happening, our government remaining silent, there was and is a need for a mass protest against George Weah regime. And this was what happened yesterday. Sending a loud and clear message to the George Weah regime that enough is enough. And not only that, not only enough is enough, don't mess with the election tomorrow. Our eyes are open. The time of the Liberian people is now. And we must stand firm on these foundations. We must stand firm on the foundation that we are the leaders of our country, not the president, not the legislature, the Liberian people. And when the Liberian people rise up in unison for whatever causes they may have, for whatever grievances they may want to express, the world has to listen to them, especially the leaders of the West African Republic of Liberia. You got to listen to them because that's their rights, that's their dignity. So yesterday was a significant day for sending messages across Liberia that the time for change is now. Look at normally Kanga's rally in Grand Bassa County. You saw all the people who showed up there in Bombing County. I know who was there for CPP, but the two major cities of our country demonstrating that change is necessary and relevant in our country. That enough is enough. Now this spirit, this momentum of yesterday has to continue, not only from yesterday. Liberian people have to rise up in your consciousness and know that you have a right, that you have laws, that you have a constitution that tells you you have a right to vote right, to vote right, to vote for your choice, to go to that ballot knowing, to go to that poll knowing that as a Liberian citizen, you have a choice, a free, unrestricted, unobstructed choice for your own survival, for your own upliftment and progress. And we made that mistake already. We made it. With Ellen Johnson, we had no choice. She started the war. She caused our leaders to be killed. She caused us to flee our country. So it was upon her and her warlords to bring back the peace and safety and security of Liberia that they were responsible for causing to disappear from our country. So after these 14 years of killing each other, of maiming each other, raping each other, being evil and wicked to each other, we come back and put the same Ellen Johnson in power to restore our law and order and peace, which she said she had the ability to build. Because she told us it would bomb the mansion down and she would build it again. And she came back to build the mansion because she destroyed Liberia. Starting a civil war in Liberia was breaking the mansion down. Because that war, we had no leaders. Everybody, when they realized that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was not sincere, and Charles Sirleaf, her main general, broke away, then she came back and started pumping up people like Prince Johnson and all the other idiots to break away too. So all of them broke away. That's why we had so many splinter groups during the war. Ellen had to get back at Charles Taylor for what he did to her. But what he and Benani Yira did. And she went after them, splintering their group into fragments. Now it proved that Prince Johnson was more superior. He ended up killing everybody. Killing Doe. We went to the Civil War. Charles Taylor came back. We had to go through the international community to get rid of him, and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was behind that too. And now we got rid of him. She became the rooster. She and her family ripped our country off. Then she turned around and gave our country to the dummy. Because she knew if she had given to Borka, then they were going to revenge for what she did to them. How she sidelined them and disrespected them and told them to keep quiet. She was the queen. They wanted to revenge, and she knew it. But all the way the woman left them, these people still sucking up to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Look at the call her to that meeting the other day. These people cannot rule our country without Ellen Johnson Sirleaf advice, direction, inspiration, motivation. These people are useless. And that's what makes Darius Dillon the only light in Liberia. And Gali said it plainly last night. He said Darius Dillon is the face of the opposition in Liberia. He's the only true speaking voice of the people. And that's why we got to stay on his case. Me, I'm not a journalist. I am a teacher. Don't mix me up with a journalist. When I come on my show and teach you, I tell you who I to vote for. I tell you who I'm voting for. You can follow my advice. Because I'm not here to be a newsman. Nowhere in my introduction, where you see Chesson say he's a newsman. Chesson is a teacher, an advocate, and an activist, not a newsman. So when I come on my show, I tell you exactly what I think. I propose to you what you should do. You don't do it, that's your business. You don't think you need to learn from that, that's your business. But the struggle continues. I'm not here to bring guests on my show. I can't bring guests if I want. Right now, the people don't want to speak the thing I'm speaking. Because I ain't following people's ideas. I'm an original man. So if you come here to talk to me, we can talk. But you got to know what you're talking. And many people will not come here for that. Okay? They want mediocre ideas, mediocre talking, and all of that. And I'm not for that. And that's why the societies of Liberia are different. We have two societies. We have one society that I come from and the people that follow me, and we have the other society that wants to be mediocre, that don't want to rise. They say, yes, we love what we are. We love our people. That is something you did for nearly 200 years now that got us where we are, trying to be rebellious, trying to say you don't need the Congo people. You don't need enlightenment. They say I'm American. I'm not Liberian because I talk good. I try to talk good. I try to strive for education and enlightenment. That doesn't take my Liberianism from me. That make me more conscious of enlightening my people and teaching them that we have two systems in our country. We have our traditional system and we have our Western system. And our Western system is the most important because we have to relate to the world to improve our people and their lives. That don't mean we're not a Liberian tribal people, but we got to seek excellence. We got to strive for excellence. That don't necessarily mean westernization or easternization. No. But as a Liberian people, we have to look at who we are, sit to the table and negotiate our lives. That's what our constitutional democracy is all about. So if you people want to disregard my teachings, go ahead. Time will tell. That's why I always tell you, time will tell. Because with the light come visionary people. And with visionary people come the ideal of striving for perfection. Why? Because Jesus Christ is perfect. He's perfect. And if we got to be like Jesus Christ, or hope to be like him, or follow his path, we have to strive for education and perfection. Jesus encompassed all that. And if you think being mediocre and following people in the ghetto, in the street, and talking like that, and not striving for excellence, you will fail. Because all my life I've strived for excellence. You will fail. You got to pick up your king and keep pushing. Nothing is perfect. Liberian people not sending me $1 million. I spend my own money because that's my God-given duty and responsibility to my children. All these things I'm doing for my children, for my Liberian children, for my own children too, so they can know that I'm not a buffoon. They can know I'm not sitting here talking foolishness. They can know that Liberians had leaders among leaders, but my people chose the mediocre leaders because of tribalism, hatred, need for revenge, everything else, all included. And that's why we can't go nowhere. That's why we fail to advance time and time again. But my people, my Congo, America, native country people, I'm scared of none of you. I will tell you exactly as it is. I am the liberator of Liberian people. And if you idiots and my people who are uneducated and want to thrive on hate, revenge, country and conquer, tribalism, to rob our people, you will lose time and time again. Because Liberia is a Christian nation. Whether you believe it or not, we are people of Jesus Christ. And the more we fail to understand that being a part of Jesus Christ is striving for perfection, we fail time and time again and be ruled by liars, rogues, and deceitful people who are of our own tribal lineage. Your tribe can't lead Liberia. Your dialects can't free Liberia. We need enlightened, westernized, educated, but committed Liberian people to lift our people up, to raise our consciousness from the dirt, from the slums, to true and real men and women with vision, foresight, fear in the Lord our God. Because when you fear God, you won't go stealing, because you know everything you do that is evil, there's repercussion, payback, karma. But if you have no belief in nothing, that these fucking people, thinking that the juju God is the way and the truth, that's what we differ. Christians don't rob, kill, and try to destroy other Christians. That's the end of my first lesson. We have a long way to go. And when we see the light, we recognize it and know it.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me.
Darius Dillon, the light. We saw it yesterday. Liberia, the people in the county with the masses shut down Masurado County. Why? Dillon is the light. And the people showed up yesterday in protest against the We Are government to show that a light has evolved in our nation. Vote number 2, Darius Dillon, tomorrow. Do not fail our nation and people. The choice of Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson. We're back again. My second topic, December 8th, 2020 election. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow is a grave deciding day in our society and in our nation. Tomorrow is a life changing election day in Liberia. Can the George Weah government win the senatorial election of Basso County, Masuralo County, and Bumi County tomorrow? This is a question for Liberians who want to change the direction of our lives. I heard on all the other TV shows that are pro CDC, they come up and talk about how CDC filled the Samuel Doe Stadium that has a capacity of 45,000 people. And what is that compared to Darius Dillon's protest end of campaign rally yesterday? You can't tell, but I can tell you the people that showed up yesterday were more than 45,000. That shut Monrovia down, coming from Douala, coming from Gardnersville, coming from Painesville, coming from Carrisville, coming from Bumi Hill, coming from all around to Monrovia to demonstrate. If CDC had done what Darius Dillon had done, instead of going to the Tottenham Stadium, calling a rally in the city of Monrovia, to walk to the field or something, we are seeing the power. We are seeing the power. Whether Fala was able to shut Monrovia down. But Fala wasn't around. Fala couldn't come around Monrovia. Even in Fala district, there was trouble. So tomorrow's election indicates so many things to us. One, it indicates that the people are tired with the ineptitude, incompetence, and failure of the George Weah government. Liberian put a lot of faith in this government. Liberian people helped to make George Weah who he is today. And they have come to the realization that this man was never who he said he was. That George Weah promises are like dust. When you blow them, they disappear in the air and fall wherever they have to fall, but not where you want it to fall. George Weah is a loser. You know, you take over our country, you behaving like a kid. You don't know nothing. You think you know something, and you don't. And you think you can run our government with your little grown-up boys and football players. This is not a football government. Leadership is not a football thing. There is leadership in everything, yes. But leadership leading football players and leadership leading 4 million people, that's two different things. One is a game and one is a life-changing thing. So when you come to lead our country and you have no morals, you have no education, you have no sound thinking, intelligence, seek people who will help you. Trying to be a sycophant and want to be leader and dictator of their people cannot work because you do not have the educational aptitude, the intelligence, nor the wisdom to lead Liberia. And once we understand these things, George Weah, there is no way anybody can tell you you must change your ways and do this and do that and you'll be a good president. You can't. You don't know. You are not wise. You are not intelligent. You can't read and write. You are ignorant. You got to step down to save your country. Our presidency is not for footballers. Our presidency is not a thing for people who are gamesters to attempt to want to be. You can't lead our country, George Weah. Even the late children in our schools can speak better than you. Even our late jokers and things can speak better than you. They know better than you. There is no way you can lead this country to any better pasture. I don't care who they bring to work with you. You, at the head, are a numbskull. You are a numbskull. And wherever people tell you, you will always be scared for your own survival, thinking everybody want to overthrow you, thinking that people who come near you, you have to watch them good and test them and do all these kind of things. And that's how people die. That's how educated people die. Because they think they can tell you things, and when they tell you things, you get threatened because you don't understand what they're telling you, and you think they are a threat to your life and your position because that's all you care about. You know nothing. You care about nothing. You have nothing. You come to steal from us. Whatever you had, you lost it. And you cannot continue to lead us. I hear all these Babadi educated people, so-called educated people come and tell you, oh, George Weah, if you just change now. George Weah cannot change. The man has stolen money. The man has stolen almost $5 million or more out of our coffers and can't account for it. And they're giving more money to the idiots to go give around like that their personal money, like taking the government money and distributing it with the people when you encourage them to vote for you. And this is the idiocy our people have been suffering under. George Weah, when a man steals from you, when every penny missing, there is no way that you can ensure that this man stay in power to lead you still. This is what killing our country, the recircling of rogues. George Weah is a rogue. He got to step down and be punished. We cannot say the man must change his ways and he can still lead us like a wonderful leader and he will not be punished. He got to be punished. Everything his own got to be taken from him. Everything his own. That's all I want to do. But the death of the people, you got to account for that to their families. Their people shut up. Their people don't want to talk. Their people don't want to seek justice. Their people want to take pocket change. Go to them. Let them deal with you. But for the people who want to stand under the laws and constitution under Liberia, we coming after every one of you murderers. Especially we got evidence. But our money, definitely we're coming after you for it. You're not keeping our money. The other, for peace sake idiots that are saying we should forget about y'all with our money, we're not forgetting about y'all. No. You got to bring our money back. We got to build our country. What do you think? This is some little rat country where every dog can just come and steal and every cat can just come and do things? A rat just chasing the cheese all around here? No. Our country got to stop. Our country got to stop. We have a destiny. We have a future for our children. If we keep on this path, we'll never envision or achieve anything worthwhile. That's why tomorrow's election must be just like yesterday's. Liberian people must turn out in mass. Lock Monrovia down again. Lock Monrovia down. Dancing, singing, rejoicing, and you'll line up at that poll early in the morning to cast your vote. And as you vote, don't go home. Get in that street dancing, encouraging people to come out and vote for Darius Dillon. The time of the Liberian people is now. We do not need 10 Darius Dillons. We do not need no good president. Look at the man sitting in our mansion now. He's a useless, ignoramus. Why would we put our hope on one man to save Liberia when it is the responsibility of the masses of people of the Liberian Republic. One man can't save us. We are the people of Liberia. We must rise up united, sound thinking, and ready to seek our own freedom and destiny. We can't be chained to people no more. We can't be chained to leaders. We must look at their acts. Do they have records? Do they have track records? Have they laid foundation for anybody in our society? You see, many people point to George Weah for his achievement during the war that was an inspiration to the Liberian people. That would be considered when we try him. That would be one point of leniency in his favor. But for the killings, we can't forgive him. For the stealing, we will take all your money, all your property, and tell you take your wife and go to Jamaica. What you got in Jamaica, you keep it. But you're not taking anything out of Liberia. Everything in Liberia for the Liberian people. And we're going to turn all those mansions into things that we can use. That's why I'm telling you, nobody steal from George Weah mansion. Nobody touch anything in that mansion. That's going to be a tourist center. That's going to be a center to teach the world of corrupt leaders, starting with Liberia, and how their wealth will be confiscated for the masses of the people that they ripped off. We're not destroying nothing. We're not taking nothing out of these people's houses. We'll preserve them. His other houses, we got things for them to be used for. We need teachers' academy, not students' academy. Student academy will be built up country. Every student in the vocational school going up country. Nobody staying in Monrovia no more. We're diversifying our country. All those houses in Liberia we are built, our teachers from abroad that will volunteer to teach our students will stay there. That's where they will stay and do their head start training, teaching them about our culture a little bit before we disperse them up country to the vocational school. We're diversifying our country. Most of our things will be up country. We got too many. Our country is too big for everything to be centered in Monrovia. This is going up country. That's why we got to build the roads. Our country got to open our roads. I want 4 lanes throughout Liberia. 4 lanes. Only in the cities that we already have 2-lane roads, we construct them good and fix them. But those places where we got to build roads, 4 to 6 lanes. Because our country coming to be a highly commercial country. And this is where I want to take us. That's why our military and police have to be trained effectively, because defending our country will be a priority. Once we open up our country, we got to have trained people. We got to have trained cops. Our country got to transform to be something like America. So when people come in and we demand things from America, they know we can use it to promote American ideals, to promote democracy, to promote everything that relates to American society. Because we are Americans. Our people in America. There is nothing wrong with lifting our people's lives to be like American people. Our minds can still be Africans. That doesn't take away our cultural roots, our cultural setting, our dances and things. Those are things we got to teach our children, always. Those are cultural norms that must be instilled in our children through the educational process. Just as we go to school, the cultural training, everything got to be in par with everything. You see? And not everybody can do that for Liberian people. That's why I don't mind telling you, I'm not a selfish man. Everybody got to know and have some idea of where we want to take our country, how we want to move our nation, where we want to move our nation. These things are incumbent upon us. to pass down, to set standards for. So that's why this election tomorrow is so important. This why everybody must turn out to show Fala and George Weah and all these useless CDCs that we can make better lives for our people. The stealing must stop. The unaccountability for our funds, the misappropriation of our funds, the raw and pro stealing our money must stop. It gotta stop. Eddie Johnson got to bring her money back. Charles Taylor, we got to bring his money back. All these guys that took our money got to bring it back. People can't just steal from our country and we get poor and poor and wonder why we need water, why we need lights, why we need all these things when people got our money and we still supported them. We still giving Eddie Johnson light and money and things. She can't get it. She got to go to jail. She's a criminal under our system of governance. And these people cannot continue to live on the Liberian people with impunity. Somebody got to tell us who stole our money and why. Because we want it back. The time of the Liberian people is now. Go and vote tomorrow without fear or favor. Know that the destiny of our people is in your hands. My young children, the destiny of us is in your hands. If you go vote for the corrupt, useless, inept, corrupt, incompetent George Weah government, you're responsible. You're responsible because we cannot continue voting useless people as our leaders, incompetent people as our leaders, people who don't care about our laws as our leaders. They think they can just do anything to us and we accept it. These are the ways of the fucking preacher and the George Mana Weah regime. No president of Liberia is competent to be a preacher in the church. Turbo tried that. You saw what happened to him? This other fucking man trying it. Let's wait and see what's his fate in life for wanting to be a preacher, a deceiver, a murderer in the sight of Jesus Christ. Attorney Commander is about to get on his third lesson. We got to make sure that all we do is in the best interests of Liberian people. My last topic for this morning is mass education for Liberia's youth is a priority. Look at our children today. The masses of Liberian children are striving for knowledge. The masses of Liberian children are smart, bright, light, and need the best chances they can have to make the best of their lives. We can do it. We can educate our people. And it's time that we start standing up together as one nation and one people for our people. Our children are in schools. These people want us to pass a referendum that our people don't even know the meaning of, don't even know what it's all about. They're just yelling referendum, referendum, but they don't know it. And our law insists that we give these people time to be taught, to be educated, to be directed, to have their arguments and doubts straightened out. So when they go to the poll to vote on a referendum, they go there competent, knowing that they are informed and educated voters, and they have a choice. Because you know, not because you don't know, or because somebody told you vote yes, and somebody told you vote no. No, you must know why you vote. If that will change our constitution, the constitution is a God-given law. That's not statutory law where our people just go and make it. No. Our constitution is not statutory, it's not case, it's not tribal law. It is the divine law of the West African Republic of Liberia. Why? Because the masses of Liberian people, who are the leaders of Liberia, voted on it. We didn't vote as a tribe. They didn't say, oh, all the Basel tribe must cast one vote, or all the Nimad people must cast one vote, or all the Chinese people must cast. No. Every Liberian had one man, one vote to determine the ratification of our constitution. For us to say, yes, Liberia is the name we want, our democracy is the country we want, changing our leaders is the way we want, teaching our children is the way we want. Everything in Liberia, it is what it is because the Liberian people voted on the constitution, one man, one vote. That will make our laws divine. That's the only law in Liberia that all the Liberian people vote on. No senator, no representative, no president can vote for you. You got to vote yourself to accept. And that's why we have constitutional commission, we have constitutional education program, and all these things to teach our people of every article and provision of our constitution so they know and be informed when they vote. An informed voter is always a powerful voter. If you're not informed, your vote is like a lucky ticket. People can buy it, you can sell it. People will take it from you and use you like they want to use you because you don't know the significance of why you're voting on a referendum, why you're voting to change your constitution. When you vote to change your constitution, that what makes it a random. The legislature can't do it. The Senate can't do it. The judiciary can't do it. The fucking preacher himself can't do it. You got to vote yourself. That's the spirit of unity. That's the spirit of changing our divine law called the Constitution. Nobody can vote. You got to vote on it. And Liberian people, if education is lacking in our society, how can our people ever be informed, enlightened, wise voters? We can't. We can't. And it hurts me when I see my country leaders time and again telling my people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, holding their fingers and showing them how to do. No, people, we can be above that, man. Our people don't have to be that illiterate. Even our president is the most illiterate man we ever had as a president. Joe didn't know nothing. We knew Joe didn't know nothing. But this footballer come to impress us that he knows something, and we know he doesn't know nothing too. Because the way he speaks, because the way he writes, All of that tell us that this man is ignorant. Then on top of that, he's a liar, he's a rogue, and possibly a murderer. And we're going to keep him our leader. That is because the masses, our people, are illiterate. They are drawn by tribal sentiments and feelings and orders against the Republic of Liberia. The only way we can solve this is a mass education program where all the enlightened Liberians will be sincere, where our teachers will be taught how to teach. We'll have a mass teacher training program. We got to have it back here. And we have to have our people from abroad come to help our people to monitor our systems of education in every field, vocational, formal, sports, everything. There are systems of education. And it behooves us to learn these things. My young children, I got to leave now. I think I've been on for 52 minutes. And it's enough. I don't usually come here to be that long. But when I'm touched with feelings and things that bother me and my people, I want to take my time to get it up to you so you can understand the significance, the impactful prospects of what we do for our country and our people, and how we need to make them motivated, inspired to do more for themselves as Liberian people. My young children, your futures are in your hands. Your futures are what you have to hang on. Because if you lose hope of positive, bright, light futures, like the light, you too will end up like the fucking preacher, looking for a home and to steal what not yours. The time of the Liberian people is now. Our country is not a nation of rogues, lawless people, and disgraceful slum idiots. It's time for us to change our government, change the direction of our country, and open the doors for our people to return home who can help us, guide us, and direct us on the right path. Everything about Liberian leadership doesn't rest on the presidency. We need people who are loyalists and patriots who will come to live our common society without being government officials. The time of the Liberian people is now. We can do this together. Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson of the West African Republic of Liberia's class is done. The time of the Liberian people is now. Vote right tomorrow. Vote for the light. Aluta! Continua. Have a good day.